You probably remember making a very specific promise to yourself a few years ago. It sounded something like this: if I just made a bit more, I would finally feel relaxed about money. And then it actually happened. The promotion came through, the new job offer landed, the bigger paycheck hit your account. For about 2 weeks, it felt incredible. You took a breath, you felt a genuine sense of relief. Then it evaporated. The new number stopped feeling like a surplus. Without you noticing exactly when or how, your regular monthly costs crept up to meet it. The buffer disappeared, and the exact same low-grade financial anxiety you felt before quietly moved back in. You are currently earning a salary that the version of you from 5 years ago could have only dreamed of. That past version of you swore that this specific income bracket meant total freedom. Yet here you are, feeling entirely stretched, telling yourself once again that you'll be secure once you make just a little bit more. The human brain is biologically wired to erase the satisfaction of a surplus. To beat that programming, we have to look at how it works. This is a line graph tracking a basic human satisfaction metric, and it illustrates a concept psychologists call the hedonic treadmill. Also known as hedonic adaptation, it is our brain's habit of returning to a flat baseline of emotion. When you experience a positive financial change, you get a temporary spike in dopamine, but your brain rapidly adjusts to new circumstances, recalibrating its definition of normal upward until the thrill completely fades. We see this heavily documented in studies of lottery winners. After the initial euphoria of a massive windfall, these individuals reliably drift back toward their original, pre-lottery happiness levels. Your new salary operates on the exact same biological curve. You get the temporary high, your baseline resets, and the feeling of abundance disappears. To see how this biological reality affects your bank account, let's look at these two side-by-side charts representing income and expenses. As your income rises, something called lifestyle inflation kicks in. You start making unconscious, incremental spending choices. You rent a slightly nicer apartment. You upgrade your phone. You justify more food delivery because you earned it. Because those small upgrades rise to perfectly swallow the extra trash, your actual savings rate remains frozen. Earning twice as much money provides zero additional security if you spend twice as much to live. Mathematically, a doubled income ends up functioning identically to the old one. This math problem is compounded by social comparison. We do not evaluate our wealth in absolute terms. We evaluate it by looking at the people immediately around us. A raise usually moves you into a new neighborhood, a new peer group, or a new tax bracket. Suddenly, your reference point is a group of people with nicer cars and bigger houses. Your upgraded life instantly feels average again, because every time you catch up to the Joneses, you meet wealthier Joneses. Your biology adapts to the extra dopamine, your spending expands to consume the extra cash, and your social surroundings shift so you still feel middle of the pack. You can easily earn a fortune under these conditions without your actual financial freedom growing an inch. We tolerate this cycle because of the arrival fallacy. This is the deeply held belief that hitting a specific numerical goal will finally deliver lasting peace. The problem with the arrival fallacy is that the mind that set the goal is the exact same mind that immediately sets the next one. The moment you get there, it simply becomes the new here, and the goalpost moves another 10 yards down the field. For many people, this constant forward motion is driven by scarcity wiring. If money felt unsafe in your past, whether due to childhood instability, a prolonged period of debt, or a sudden job loss, your nervous system learned to constantly scan your environment for financial threats. That internal alarm system does not have an off switch that flips at a specific salary. Earning more income doesn't register to your brain as safety. It just gives the underlying anxiety a larger surface area to operate on. If you are an ambitious person, this cycle eventually merges with your identity. The chase itself becomes who you are. Deciding that you finally have enough starts to feel uncomfortably close to complacency. It feels like a threat to your drive. Leaving these mental loops unmanaged extracts a massive hidden cost. You sacrifice your present life waiting for a finish line that doesn't exist. You endure the stress of earning a high income without enjoying any of the security it was supposed to buy. And you quietly strain your relationships by chasing a number, while the people you are supposedly chasing it for barely get to see you. Ambition is a highly useful trait. The goal is not to stop earning, and it is certainly not to feel guilty for wanting nice things. The solution is to take control of the treadmill by consciously defining enough on purpose. You have to sit down and calculate what a genuinely good life actually costs for you. Not for your peers, not for your neighbors, and not for the internet. If you never explicitly define that number, it defaults to infinity. Once you know that number, you can implement the single most effective behavioral circuit breaker, routing your raises. When your income goes up, take the exact difference between your old paycheck and your new one and automate it straight into savings or investments. When you do decide to increase your spending, use the hedonic loophole. We adapt to physical items incredibly fast, but we adapt to experiences, free time, and autonomy much slower. Spend your surplus on buying back your time, rather than buying a consumer item that will feel completely ordinary by next Tuesday. Finally, use this anchor practice. Write down one definitive sentence. I have enough when. Fill in the blank with your specific conditions and put the paper somewhere you will actually see it. It is very hard to chase a moving finish line once you have physically drawn a hard boundary. Money is a tool designed to buy peace. You get to decide exactly where that line is. The moment you draw it, the pursuit of more stops owning your life. If this framework helped you view your habits differently, click subscribe to stick around. Next time, we're going to examine the exact reasons why you feel broke, even when your bank account says you aren't. See you there.